The last one, automatic mixing. Okay, we've got production and we've got music information retrieval, and we want to combine the two. That's the principle for today, right? Automatic mixing, it's interesting in that regard because it's very easily rationalizable. You can rationalize it very well. And then it provides a new range of computing creativity problems. This part is very short, but you've got the mandatory explanation. What is mixing? Mixing is the last stage of production before mastering, so basically it's the last stage of production, let's say it like that. You sum your tracks together and you process them. So you've got the gains, the panoramics, the pans, left, right. The gains is just the level, and the effect. People don't imagine how important is the gain parameter. It's an effect in itself, which is normal because it's particularly a problem of additive synthesis. Usually you've got, I don't know, 70 tracks. N tracks is usually 70, 100 sometimes. Pop sessions are very complex, so you can change everything just by modifying the gains. So not only it's a problem that can be rationalized very well, because it's only gains, but it's really at the center of the problem of production. So it's very good news for M.I.R. guys, people, that the core problem of production is actually something which is a sequence of numbers. It's an array, it's the gains for the tracks. Then again, mixing is a very ill-posed problem. For instance, I want my mix to, I've got 70 tracks, I want my mix to sound right. I don't know what it means, sound right. Do the tracks have to sound right by themselves or relatively to each other? Or their sum should sound right? I don't know. I've got to set the levels. So what is the right level? I have no idea. Then, okay, you go to school, in schools for sound engineers, they tell you that you have to have a coherent image. I have no idea what it is. I don't even know if it's a good idea. Why should I want coherent? No, I don't care. I mean, I want something which is interesting, not coherent. Coherent is monolithic. Or maybe I do want a coherent image. I have no idea. It's very ill-posed. Okay, then again, I have to do automatic mixing, and I've got a lot of parameters. This simple equalization plugin, it's got, I don't know, 3 times 5, a lot of parameters, it's a lot of dimensions. Do I have to move everything? Do I have to use dynamics? I don't know, it's very, very difficult. And then there is the problem of what do I want to do? Let's say I want to do an engine, a software that mixes. So it's got to take decisions. Okay, so it's going to have to mix the vocals. Let's listen to this example and listen to the vocals. Do I want my automatic mixing engine do this? Let's imagine I've got an internet service that does automatic mixing and it produces this. No, they won't accept it. Then again, more subtle, something a bit more subtle, let's say. I've got a kick drum to mix, okay. Okay, I can reasonably expect my automatic mixing engine to produce this kick drum like this. If only because I can hear it, right? So it's only quite a progress to be able to hear everything. But then... she's the bow to the flame on my lips. Where did you go? This is difficult because the kick drum at the beginning you can hear it, okay, but you cannot hear it very well. And then it's get masked by the rhythmic piano, which is the same rhythmic patterns, 8 notes. And then maybe if I listen to it very well, I will be able to notice that the attack from the kick drum underlines the piano track, but you can't hear it as such. Same problem, I've got an internet service that does that. It's going to be a bit of a... I'm not going to be able to make much money with a mixing engine that masks the thing that I want to mix. It's a complex issue. So one traditional hypothesis concerning automatic mixing is that I may have my mixing engine do the dirty work, meaning balance gains and EQs, because EQs are very widespread. And then the human might be creative on top of it. This is a reasonable assumption. Let's start with this multitrack. It's a multitrack that wasn't mixed at all. It means that it's the output of the recording session. In other words, it's random levels. If the guitar was recorded loud by chance, then it will be loud. Okay, it's not mixed. It won't do. My vocals are not loud enough. I can't hear anything. I hear the guitar much too loud. So the first algorithm we can implement is equal loudness algorithm, which is a very common hypothesis that all tracks must have equal loudness. Oops.
Et dans l'orchestre invisible aux yeux verts, me regardent, ils me disent que l'amour est tout près, qu'il viendra comme il vient à tous ceux qui n'ont.
This is reasonable, it's a bit better, we can hear more things. And then we can have some work that actually begins the work of mixing, doing the EQs. Doing the EQs is really the bread and butter of the sound engineer.
Et dans l'orchestre invisible aux yeux verts, me regardent, ils me disent que l'amour est tout près, qu'il viendra comme il vient à tous ceux.
It's not perfect, but it's an improvement. You hear things better, it's clearer. You even may believe that it's got some kind of aesthetic decision in it. It's correct. And once you've done that, you can export it to a digital audio workstation like this. This is Reaper. And then the guy who mixes takes the hand and do the creative stuff or the corrections or whatever he wants to do. This may gain a lot of time to many people, I think. So who does actual automatic mixing? If I forgot someone important, please forgive me. It's not out of spite. No. Queen Mary, they do a lot of this. And the private sector, you've got Lander, from which you come, who used to do automatic mixing and stopped, if I'm not, and will do again, probably. It's a very difficult subject to make it work. So what do the people who do that say? You've got 3 ways to learn how to mix, because maybe before learning how to auto-mix, we should learn how to mix, maybe. This is knowledge engineering, or best practices of sound engineering. You interview many sound engineers or producers or musicians, and you try to do the same, because you assume that the rules are already known. That's the first method. Second method, maybe we can do some studies to get the rules. So you gather people and you ask them their opinion about what they hear, and then you improve your engine from it, from this. And then you can do machine learning. You've got multi-tracks, which are difficult to get. And then you've got the mixed versions, and you're trying to use the audio features to learn what the system is doing. Now, I'm doing promotion for my lab, naturally, but it's going to be a bit instructive as well. First line, simple sum of non-mixed tracks. It means random level, unprocessed. And then we apply our algorithm and we see what it does. It's a normative algorithm. It's supposed to do something correct but not creative. Last line, the commercial version. For every example, you will see that there is a very surprise, something that the automatic mixing engine couldn't have possibly guessed, at least for the moment. So, example 1.
Je ne veux pas un piano mécanique à la place du cœur.
A lot of problems.
Je ne veux pas d'un piano mécanique à la place du cœur.
This is correct. The commercial version. Surprise, you've got a flanger on the vocal.
Je ne veux pas d'un piano mécanique à la place du cœur.
Okay, not all singers would like a flanger on their vocals, but then again, this is the surprise.
This singer does not want a mechanical piano in his heart.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Second example. Okay, it's a random thing. It's correct. Keep in mind that the only processing that was applied is gain and EQ. Okay, so it shows how important are gains and EQ. You can't do without it. And then we've got the surprise of the commercial version. It's very soft. The automatic mixing engine couldn't have guessed. It's too soft.
Does the automatic gaining change over time, or is it or it was applied to the overall track? One gain?
Well, I can't tell you. Yes. It may or may not have been applied to certain parts of the signal. Sorry. No, because it took a lot of time and money to develop the algorithm, so I can't speak about it. Third example.
J'ai essayé l'éveil et le préalablement. J'ai salué le soleil.
Okay.
J'ai essayé l'éveil et le préalablement. J'ai salué le soleil.
At this point, I'm very happy because you can hear the two vocals very well. It's very nice. But then I listen to the commercial version.
J'ai essayé l'éveil et le préalablement.
The second vocal line is completely sunken in the mix. It's an artistic decision. Okay.
Was the second line marked as lead?
Yes. Yes. Then again, this is a problem in itself. What do you mark as what? Yes, it was marked as lead. Last example.
And though the choice I've never made, and though this time I've passed for free, and to the truth I didn't see.
Okay.
And though the choice I've never made, and though this time I've passed for free, and to the truth I didn't see.
So everyone is very proud at this time because it sounds like a human mix, almost. Then again, we listen to the human mix.
Until there's no you.
Quite a lot of work before an automatic mixing engine can do things humans can do. Even if it sounds very nice, because I think this one sounds particularly well.
Until there's no you. Until there's no me.
I mean, it's quite cool. You press a button, you only specify who is lead and who is not lead, and it produces this. It's very nice. Let's try the algorithm on very basic samples, very cheap and bad samples. It's interesting because in part 1, I removed the sound from pieces by transcribing them and then making them play with very bad wavetables. So I take the same things, the very bad wavetables, and I apply the algorithm on it. It means I'm trying to reconstruct the sound. See how it goes. This is horrible, right? So the goal is to be less horrible. Okay, it's less horrible, and it's interesting because it shows that with only gain and EQ, you can already do something, even with disparate situations. So it's not so bad. And then, with a slightly, not slightly, but with a better wavetable, the start is this. Confronted with a very basic problem. The string wavetable, for some reason, is much higher, louder than the other ones. It was designed this way, and when I press play, it does this. I'm not satisfied. Equal loudness is always something that I have to use. I have to use it, otherwise I can't hear anything. So now we hear everything, but this is not mixing, this is hearing everything. It's not the same thing. It's good, but it's not the same thing. So let's try to mix it. Now I've got something I can listen to. I can take some artistic decisions from it, but I'm not sinking into despair when I listen to it. It's already a great step. This is the last slide, I think. This is a problem of normativity versus creativity. This is the interview from a mixer who is famous in France. He's not as well known as the American mixers, but he's a good professional. So that's what he says about our algorithm. We can obtain a clear mix down quickly. The elements are balanced, okay, it's cool. The material is presented in a clear and obvious way. This is what we learn in the schools of audio engineering. You have to present your material in a clear and obvious way. This is basic technique. So it's cool, it's nice. But the auto-mix version is always neutral and devoid of style. So there remains to develop the integration of style in accordance to the music that was recorded. Right. So the automatic mixing engine has to produce creativity. This is a problem of computational creativity, which I'm going to discuss in the next AES workshop in London about automatic production. So if you're interested, please come. How to make the automatic mixing not only technically correct, but also creative. And first of all, what does it mean to be creative in mixing? This is an open problem. It's very nice. Open problems are always interesting. So why is automatic mixing interesting? Because it's M.I.R compatible. You can use a lot of features. And it's a new problem of computing creativity, and I think this is very cool. And this is the end of the tutorial. You can refer to the page to have some literature. I especially advise everyone to read this because it's very instructive. In general, it would be nice for M.I.R researchers to read some audio engineering literature because it's actually music literature. And this you can find on the address here. Thank you.